There are moments when laughter fills the room, light moves easily, faces open, something good is happening, and yet somewhere inside there's a small tightening, not pain, not sadness, just a quiet distance that shows up without warning. In the middle of birthdays, at weddings, during jokes that land perfectly for everyone else, you smile because it makes sense to smile. Your body knows the shape of the moment, but something doesn't quite arrive. It feels like standing slightly behind your own life, close enough to see it clearly, too far to step all the way in. No one notices. That's part of it. You laugh at the right time. You nod. You say the right words. But underneath, there's a strange pause, as if the moment is happening a few inches away from where you are. Most people think disconnection looks obvious. Withdrawal. Silence. A turn back. But this is quieter than that. This happens while you're fully present, while you're engaged, while nothing is wrong. And that's what makes it unsettling. Because the moment is good, the people are good, the feeling is supposed to be good, but something doesn't settle. There's a sense of watching happiness instead of wearing it, of holding it carefully rather than letting it rest on you. At first, it's easy to ignore. You tell yourself you're tired, distracted, overthinking. You assume it will pass. And sometimes it does, but it returns again and again, always during moments that are meant to feel full. It's there in shared joy, in collective excitement, in easy celebration, not loud enough to ruin anything, just present enough to be felt. There's a subtle effort involved, a kind of emotional balancing. You're aware of everyone else's mood, how light it is, how fragile it might be. You sense what the moment needs, and you meet it. But there's something quieter happening underneath, a gentle holding back, a careful distance, a part of you staying slightly outside the frame. It doesn't feel like rejection, it feels like caution. As if joy is something you approach slowly, as if entering it fully requires a kind of permission that hasn't arrived yet. You don't talk about this. It feels hard to explain without sounding ungrateful. After all, nothing bad is happening. Nothing is missing on the surface. So you keep it to yourself, you let the moment pass, you tell yourself it was nice. Later, when you're alone, the feeling lingers, not sadness, not regret, just a question without words. Why did that feel distant? Most people would say happiness is simple, that it just shows up when things go well, but that explanation never quite fits because the disconnection doesn't come from lack of joy, it comes from something more subtle. And most people never notice it. There's a certain kind of awareness present in these moments. An awareness that doesn't turn off just because things are good. You notice the small shifts in the room, who is slightly uncomfortable, who is forcing their smile, who feels unseen, even in the celebration. It's not something you choose. It just happens. Your attention spreads outward. It moves quietly, almost automatically, while others are inside the feeling you are sensing around it. That's not the part most people notice. They see you smiling. They see you participating. They assume you're feeling exactly what they're feeling. And maybe part of you is, but another part is standing back, observing, holding. This creates a strange split. You are in the moment, and also just outside it. Joy becomes something you carry carefully, like a glass filled too close to the edge. You don't want to spill it. You don't want to disturb it. You don't want to take too much, so you keep your grip light. There's often a sense of responsibility tied to this. A quiet feeling that the mood depends on you staying steady. If you lean in too much, something might tip. If you pull away, something might dim. So you remain balanced, present, measured. It looks like ease from the outside. Inside, it's attentiveness. This doesn't feel heavy in the moment. It feels normal. It's only later that the distance becomes noticeable, when the noise fades, when the room empties, when you finally stop holding the shape of the moment. That's when you feel it, a mild emptiness, a soft tiredness, not because the moment was bad, but because you were carrying more than joy. There's something else woven into these experiences. A long familiarity with emotional weight, not dramatic weight, quiet weight. The kind that teaches you to stay alert, even when things are good. The kind that learns early that happiness can shift quickly, that moods change, that moments don't always hold. So part of you stays prepared, prepared for the drop, prepared for the turn, prepared to adjust. This preparation doesn't feel like fear. It feels like awareness. And awareness doesn't turn off just because the music is playing. That's where it starts to change. At some point, usually without realizing it, You begin to associate closeness with effort, connection with attentiveness, joy with responsibility. Not because anyone told you to, because it worked. Because being aware kept things stable. Because noticing helped people feel seen. Because holding back prevented disappointment. So you learn to experience happiness from a slight distance, close enough to understand it, far enough to manage it. This is not a flaw. It's a pattern, one that formed slowly, quietly, without language. And it shows up most clearly in happy moments. Because happy moments ask for surrender. They ask for dropping vigilance, for stepping fully inside, for trusting that the ground will hold. And that's not always easy. Especially if, at some point, being fully inside came with a cost. So instead, you stay partially outside. You don't refuse joy. You just don't collapse into it. You keep one foot back. Not out of distrust, out of habit. This is the realization that often arrives late. That the disconnection isn't about not feeling enough. It's about feeling too much, too early, for too long. It's about learning to monitor emotional space instead of resting inside it. It's about becoming so attuned to the room that you forget to check where you are standing. This awareness doesn't demand change. It doesn't ask for fixing. It simply names what has been happening quietly. That the distance you feel in joyful moments is not emptiness. It's vigilance without urgency, presence without rest. And once it's seen, something softens. Not immediately, not dramatically, just enough to notice that joy doesn't need to be managed, that it doesn't collapse if you step closer, that the moment can hold itself. This understanding doesn't erase the pattern, but it creates space around it, a pause. And in that pause, sometimes you feel it, a moment where the laughter reaches you, where the warmth lands, where you don't need to watch it. Those moments are brief, quiet. They don't announce themselves, but they are real. And they don't ask you to become someone else. They simply invite you to arrive.